Hey, welcome to Perry Review. My name is Perry. This is my wife, Sindhu. So today we'll be making a series review for the show Bojack Horseman. We started the show back in 2020, but I think it was like July 2020. We just started doing some videos on YouTube, and somebody, I forgot the name. I have to go way back, all the way back to the beginning. And someone mentioned, why don't you guys check out the show Bojack? We're like, you know what? Why not, right? Like, we've seen the show on Netflix a lot and stuff, but I never really got into it because I'm thinking, Bojack Horseman seems like a cartoon horse. I don't know, like
that was me.
Yeah, right. Like even me too. I was like, I don't know if I should get into it. And then I also looked at the initial reviews, and they were, mixed, which they were. The people were like, we don't know about it and stuff like that. But after the season finished, that's when people were like, whoa, this is something else. Like, this is actually something worth looking into. So when we got into the show, we had no idea what we were getting into. And yeah, like we went through a wild ride of just all these amazing characters and all these topics and themes and emotions and stuff. And we came out of it like changed. Like, it actually did change us in giving us some perspective on life and what's happening with us through our emotions and in the world and stuff. It's a life-changing show.
Yeah.
I remember when we were watching it, you were like, what is this show? You were
I didn't even want to watch it.
Yeah.
I was dreading watching it every time, to be honest. It took a lot of energy for me to come on and sit here and watch a cartoon. And then I was just like, this is not that bad. I think after season 1, there were a few episodes.
It was. Season 1. I know the episode because when we were reacting to the show season 1. Every episode we were posting on YouTube, everybody kept telling us just hold out until episode 8, which is the episode called The Telescope, which is when Bojack goes to meet his old friend Herbert, who has cancer, and he feels bad for outing him and getting him fired. Or I think he got outed anyways, but he got fired, and Bojack did not stand up for him. And The Telescope is about he wanted to apologize, but it got really real because Herbert's like, no, I don't want to take your apology. I want you to live with that guilt and that regret for the rest of your life, kind of thing.
So you're apologizing?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't forgive you.
Herb, I said I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I do not forgive you. You have to live with the shitty thing you did for the rest of your life. You have to know that it's never, ever going to be okay. I did fine. I had a good life. But what I needed then was a friend. And you abandoned me. And I will never forgive you for that.
That's so horrible to say to somebody.
But he had
he had every right to.
Yes.
But I just feel like, life is all about forgiveness. I mean, you don't forget what people did. Actually, you know what? You forget what people have done to you. Mm-hmm. You forget the words that they've used against you, but you never forget the feeling that they've caused. That's like
the betrayal.
It's that feeling that you never forget. Yeah. It's not even like sometimes you forget the words. Mm-hmm. You forget what they say. Mm-hmm. And like it's all about that lingering feeling that they made you feel that ends up not allowing somebody to forgive the other person.
And like, for Herbert, he got Bojack the show, made him the star.
He made him the star, exactly.
And that betrayal, Bojack, and not, his best friend kind of thing, and he just left him to.
And for Bojack to be where he is, it's because of him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's the one that first started and boosted him. And,
And that's when we knew this show is. This is some next level stuff, right? It's pretty crazy.
And it's funny because I always used to tell Perry, like, can we just watch the next episode? Let's just watch it. Let's just stop doing it on YouTube and let's just binge it.
Yeah, she wanted to just keep watching kind of thing, but we had to pace ourselves and react to it.
We can't do that. I'm like, okay.
But what's the best thing about reacting to a show, which I've told her before, is that you get to pay attention to it fully because you have to react to it, and then you get to think about it, and then at the end you get to have that post-episode discussion where you talk about the show. If it's on regular Netflix, for casual viewers, they watch it. For some people, it'll be just they'll be on their phone and they'll be looking at it every few minutes and coming back on their phone and it'll just binge the next episode.
That's me.
Right? But if you're actually reacting to it, you have to focus on it. You have to see what's happening, and you get to it sinks in, which I really appreciated. Which is why I feel a lot of reactors should react to this show.
It's a good show.
But overall, this show, I noticed it dealt with a lot of important themes like loneliness and depression, and even like the Hollywood lifestyle, because
like what the celebrities actually go through.
Like Hollywood and
and like the paparazzi and how those birds are like always watching.
And fame and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then near the end, it actually dealt with Me Too at the moment as well, right? Because Bojack, his past actions came back to haunt him, and the victims that he, brought in his path to be where he is, right? People like that poor girl, the girl from New Mexico, the little, the teenage girl, right? Like her, or even his co-star from Filbert. Was it Filbert? I forgot the name of the show. That he was filming.
So
Yeah. Sorry about that. But like shows like that where it deals with the consequences of his actions and stuff. I think one of the most important things that stick with me is like how the show kind of deals with existentialism, where you kind of wonder,
what the hell is that?
Your place in the world, like why are you here?
Dude,
like what do you do?
Why do you come up with these words?
I don't come up with these words. The words are there and I use them.
Like, where do you find this word?
I read.
That's your answer to everything, and
Which
I
is
swear
true.
to God,
It's
I have
true.
not seen you read a single book except that Dune book.
We live together. I have a bookshelf, and 90% of the stuff of the books on that bookshelf are mine.
It doesn't matter. And 20% is mine.
So, I'm not saying you don't read. I'm just saying I read.
But where the hell did you come up with this word?
I look into philosophy, and existentialism is a philosophical term about you wonder about your place in the universe.
Bro.
I have some deep thoughts. Sometimes when I actually think, like, what am I doing here? But nevertheless, some more characters, they actually do talk about it. Like, for example, Mr. Peanutbutter, he actually had this crazy quote.
The universe is a cruel, uncaring void. The key to being happy isn't the search for meaning. It's to just keep yourself busy with unimportant nonsense, and eventually you'll be dead.
Well, I guess I can keep my options open.
Great!
He just wants to keep himself busy, because if he doesn't, he's going to think about why he's here.
It's true, though. Like, it's like, that's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When you mentally don't keep yourself occupied, and you're alone doing nothing, you think about every horrible possible thing that has happened to you in life.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have time for that.
That's why you keep busy, she's always doing something. I'm sitting down, and she gets up and she starts sweeping. I'm like, oh, should I help you? Kind of thing. Like, it gets to that.
He doesn't help.
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
And like even Todd, he's the same way, because Todd, he's always in these wacky adventures.
Hooray! A task!
And Mr. Peanutbutter is his perfect companion.
Yeah, that's what, remember,
together they're just like coming up with the most randomest things,
right?
Like Lazy Susan trays or something.
Or remember when they were doing the Halloween in January store?
Yeah, and then they did like strainer hats.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is wrong with these two?
Mm-hmm. And even Princess Carolyn? She's a busybody. Like, she just does work. She's a go-getter.
You gotta get your shit together. So yesterday you let yourself fall in love a little bit and you got your heart broken. Serves you right for having feelings. Starting now, you are a hard, heartless career gal. Go to work, be awesome at it, and don't waste time on foolish flights of fancy. From now on, you are a robot. Beep, bop, boop, we're fleet.
Like, if one thing doesn't work, she always has a plan B. Like, she's good.
And you can always rely on her. You can always have something in plan.
And then Diane with her life problems.
But Diane deals with existentialism in another way, because she's actually the character. For me personally, I see that she actually wonders, when I wake up, what am I doing that gets me up in the morning? Like, when you wake up, like, what do I want, and what am I doing right now that actually wants me to get up out of bed and go do something, right? She actually ponders that. Like, she actually has those deep thoughts.
I wake up in the morning and I feel like I have no purpose. And I'm 35, and if I don't make some change in my life, then this is how I'm gonna feel forever.
So she has that. And even Bojack, he wonders why he's here.
In the great grand scheme of things, we're just
tiny specks that will one day be forgotten. So it doesn't matter what we did in the past or how we'll be remembered. The only thing that matters is right now. This moment. This one spectacular moment we are sharing together.
So existentialism is something that they deal with a lot in the show, which is really brilliant for a cartoon show to deal with, you know? And it deals with a very realistic way and in a relatable way. Like, you wonder too, and that's why a lot of people relate to it.
Okay. Just a pointer out there.
Yeah.
Next time you use these big words,
yes,
just give me a heads up. I look like a dumb person right now. I have no idea what these words are, and then I'm just like, what? It's like what's the other one? Penultimate.
She'll never let that go.
I say that to everybody. Like, where do you get these words from? Anyways. Just don't make me look stupid.
No, I would never do that. Honestly, she's smarter than me in so many other ways. But yeah. Thing is that, like, another thing about the show is our characters. I feel like the main point and the main, like, the point of our characters through the show, from the beginning of season 1 to the end, is for all of them to find out their journey to be happy. Like Bojack, he deals with all this, like, substance abuse. He's depressed. He hates himself.
He's like the ideal celebrity icon.
Yeah,
like doing drugs.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of celebrities, like, they suffer through depression.
Depression a lot, yeah.
Because once they, like, lose that fame, it's like they don't know what to do next with their life.
Or also, when they have everything, they think and they wonder, like, what next? What do I do now? Kind of thing, you know? And then that's when they ponder their existence, and then they go into depression, kind of thing. So Bojack has that. Like, he hates himself. You know, like, remember that episode Stupid Piece of Shit, where he just keeps putting himself down, kind of thing.
And he just wants people to like him.
Yeah. Like, remember in season 1, episode 11, he goes to Diane's conference thing, and he goes up and says, I'm a good person, right?
I need you to tell me that I'm a good person. I know that I can be selfish and narcissistic and self-destructive, but underneath all that, deep down, I'm a good person, and I need you to tell me that I'm good. Diane, tell me, please, Diane, tell me that I'm good.
He really wants her to like him, kind of thing, you know? Because he knows that he does a lot of bad stuff, but he really hopes that people like him, in a way.
And I think the only way he remembers, like, the happy moments is by his show.
Yeah.
Like, rewatching it.
Because, yeah.
And it, like, I think it gives him that moment, like, you know, I am a good person.
Yeah.
Like, I did have happy times in my life.
He had happy times like that, yeah. I feel like Diane is kind of like almost a mirror image of Bojack, but in a female way, because both him and her had a traumatic childhood. They went through a lot of loneliness and depression and stuff, and that's why they very, like, Bojack always goes towards her for, like, comfort, and advice. Same way with Diane, you know, like, when she was avoiding Mr. Peanutbutter, when she pretended to go to I forgot that country.
China?
Not China, the other country where it's a war-torn country, and she went there to be...
Oh, yeah.
And then she couldn't take it. She went back, but she didn't tell Mr. Peanutbutter she was back. And she was living at Bojack's house, and just living,
like a bum.
Like a bum, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, they talk about happiness, and, like, when you finally get it, like, are you happy? And they talk about that, right? Like, because you want something so bad, and then when you finally get it, are you still happy?
So what does it matter?
But there has to be more.
Well, when's the last time you were actually happy?
You know, like, I always think about, like, one day when I have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right now we live in a basement.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have much.
Yeah.
And
we struggle to, you know, save for a house.
We live paycheck to paycheck.
Pay for our bills, save.
Yeah, it's like our life is literally paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know, like, what I would do. Like, if someone gave me, like, $1 million and said, you know what, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, or, like, whatever, how many ever million they want to give me. But I wouldn't know what to do with it. I would look at, I'm like, okay, what do I need in my life? Like, I need a house to raise our, like, to raise family and stuff.
I know you always wanted to take care of all of our family members, our loved ones.
I think I would pay everybody's like
debt
loans
and everything off, make sure they're well off.
Yeah, and
but
then
I think you
wouldn't know what to
you
do
told
with
me once that you actually wanted to start an orphanage and make sure you take care of kids who don't have parents.
I always wanted to start an orphanage. I actually wanted to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought to myself, like, if I can have enough children of my own, or when I do, I want maybe 3 of my own, or 4, or whatever I can have, and then I wanted to adopt at least 1 child.
Mm-hmm.
But financially,
it's
that's
hard.
impossible
it's
for us.
So hard
because we struggle every day.
Yeah.
So.
But we'll see one day.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like with these people, like they have so much money,
mm-hmm.
but they're like, okay. It's like, okay, what do we do next?
It's a human thing. No matter rich or poor, no matter which part of the spectrum you are in class or status, you think about these human things like your existence and your happiness and depression and all that stuff, right? It's crazy. But you know what's funny? Like, there's Bojack and Diane who are on that spectrum where they always are they're struggling with depression and, you know, their place in the world and stuff and being finding something to do with their lives. Then there's people like Todd and Mr. Peanutbutter who are always positive, who are always happy. Like, they're on the opposite side of the spectrum, right? Yeah. Like, Todd, how many times he always says, hooray! And he's always like, a task or something like that, right?
Because he always wants to do something.
He's always happy.
Right?
And he's always positive.
Happy, yeah.
And I, honestly, like, Todd is like such a wonderful character. Like, whenever I see him talking on the screen, I smile. He just gives me a smile on my face.
He just gets so happy with it.
But then even Todd, he has his own struggles. Because he has his struggle with his identity because he's asexual.
I think I'm asexual.
Asexual what? Dynamo? Deviant? Harassment lawsuit waiting to happen?
No, asexual, not sexual.
Oh.
It actually feels nice to finally say it out loud. I am an asexual person. I am asexual.
That's great.
And it's hard for someone who is in that minority where, you know, there's not a lot of people who are asexual in the world, right? And finding your place where you can be home with other people of your like is hard, you know? And that's why when he started that app, it took him so long to even find someone. And then eventually he did at the end, but there was a struggle trying to be happy with himself and his own self-worth and also get his parents to approve of him and his existence and what he does. And honestly, like, he is like, it's funny because it also, there's at the end of the series, there's a little bit where you notice how no matter what happens, everything always works out for him. Yeah. And his dad put it out that it might be because he has a little bit of white privilege. There is that, but I also feel like just him as a character, he's just lucky, maybe. Like, remember when he won $8 million and then he just gave it away to it?
It was a tip.
He tipped, yeah, it was a tip, right? And he's like, oh well, kind of thing. He just goes with the flow with life. He's happy-go-lucky.
Oh my god, if only that was to happen to me.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Peanutbutter, he's always happy and positive. He's just like Bojack, though, because he's think about it. He does the exact same show, Mr. Peanutbutter's house, with the guy who's taking care of a bunch of young kids. But then when the show finished for him, he stayed positive. He's always doing things. He's always happy. But
Dad started.
Yeah, but then, you know, Bojack looks to him and he hates him. I think part of the reason that Bojack hates him or doesn't like him is because he's so happy and he wants that.
Why don't you like me?
Mr. Peanutbutter.
No, tell me.
Because I'm jealous.
Of what? What more do you want? What else could the universe possibly owe you?
I want to feel good about myself. The way you do. And I don't know how. I don't know if I can.
He wants what Mr. Peanutbutter has.
Yeah, that happiness and that smile on that face when he goes out, you know, like when he whistles and stuff.
Yeah.
And, but that's the thing about Mr. Peanutbutter, though, is that his own struggle is that he doesn't grow. He stays the same. He's very childish. And his issue is that he can't, he always, the person that he's with outgrows him, kind of thing. So, like,
he dates all these like
younger girls.
And then they end up growing up and they're like, Casey, I don't want to be with you.
And that's the thing where at the end, he found some way to accept the way he is. And he doesn't want to, like, he tries to understand that there's, he always does so much for the other person and stuff. He tries to think about more for himself for a change, and tries to work out that there's a give and take kind of thing.
And I feel like he doesn't listen though.
He doesn't listen at all,
Like
which is part of his immaturity.
When someone tells him not to do something, he does it.
He does it. Yeah.
Yeah, like with Diane and the Starbucks thing.
Yeah.
Remember?
Or when he did the the Beauty and the Beast, the room, he made it for her, and she freaked out. She's like, "What?" kind of thing. And or when they go, his ex-wife, I forgot which one, they go to a party, she feels nervous because she doesn't know anybody. The first thing he does, he leaves her, and she's like all alone.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like the one character, like for us, there's a character that we identify with the most.
Carolyn.
No, like for you.
Oh, like as a that we look up to,
or like throughout the show, we see them go through their struggles and their growth and their happy ending. Do you know which character for you, like, you identify with the most? And
Princess Carolyn.
Princess Carolyn? Yeah.
Carolyn, she's my favorite.
She is your favorite.
Because I see myself in her a lot. The always on the go, work till you drop. Like, it's like me today.
Yeah.
Got up, went to work, worked 8 hours, drove home, didn't even sit down.
Yeah.
Started cooking, and cleaned the kitchen, cleaned all the dishes. Thanks, Perry. Then now here we are recording. Now I gotta go back, eat, and then go to bed.
But also, like, Princess Carolyn, she had that struggle with work in her personal life, but also that struggle to just have a family, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing with me.
We
struggled to have
a family too,
yeah,
and
we're, like it's a long process.
It's a long process. Like that, that episode Ruthie, I think that is the saddest and it's the biggest gut punch for both of us, like the ending of Ruthie.
Great-great-granddaughter in the future talking to her class about me. She's poised and funny and tells people about me and how everything worked out in the end. And when I think about that, I think about how everything's going to work out. Because how else could she tell people?
But it's fake.
Yeah, well, it makes me feel better.
That was devastating for us. And if you've seen our reaction to that episode, it's on our playlist. You can see it right away. You can see how much it really hurt us, kind of thing, because we identify what she went through there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. And that episode is hard to watch, and it's hard to think about too.
Yeah, and I like with Princess Carolyn is she always has something coming up for her. Like, she always has a plan B. And for me, like, even like my dad, he's always taught me, like, you should always have a plan B in life. Like, if plan A doesn't work, you should resort to plan B.
Yeah.
And all my life it's been like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type of person, like, I kind of have my mom's character too. My mom's an easy go, like, chill. She's like, okay, if it doesn't work, whatever. My brother, on the other hand, it's like he stresses so much, like my dad. And I feel like the character that Princess Carolyn is, it's like she's like a go. She's like, if this doesn't work, okay, we can try this or we can try that. That's how I am, I guess.
And that's why, like, when she finally got everything she wanted in life, she got her baby Ruthie, and she finally found her perfect companion in Judah, and we went to see her wedding at the end. We're like, it really affected us in a positive way, in saying that she finally got the happiness that she deserved. Not just her, everybody, even Bojack in a way.
Yeah.
And
how about for you?
For me, I thought about it, and I feel for me it's Diane. Diane, she's a lot like Bojack, but for me, Diane, she's got that. Like, every time I see her talk, I always think and I smile and I nod and I was like, yeah, that's so right. Like, when she talks about life and when she talks about what life is, right? Like, you just do something and you die. Or she talks about happiness, or she talks about are you a good person? Like, no, there's no good people and bad people. You're just a person. You do good things, you do bad things. You hope for the good things to outweigh the bad, right? And stuff like that. But also, I think the biggest thing about Diane is her need to find a purpose. And find a reason to get up in the morning. And for the longest time, she struggled with that.
It's not about being happy. That's the thing. I'm just trying to get through each day. I can't keep asking myself, am I happy? Am I happy? It just makes me more miserable.
And I actually struggle with that. Like, I wonder, what am I doing? Like, is this the job that we're supposed to be doing right now? Like, I want to see what I can do to have that purpose and that acceptance of think, yes, this is what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I can die the next day knowing that I'm doing what I'm doing that makes me happy. And people, a lot of us don't know what we're doing. We have to find that purpose, you know. And she also struggled with depression, which I did in my 20s. And you know, like I had to, like, I was alone for a long time, so when I had people I can rely on, lean on, like for me, my pillar is Sinthu. I can lean on her whenever I feel depressed or down, and I can just lean on her and she'll.
I just yell at him.
Or sometimes she gives you that pep talk. You know, she gives that Princess Carolyn pep talk to get your butt up kind of thing. And other times she just comforts me when I'm down. She found that in Guy, right? And he's such an amazing person who understands her struggles, and he was there for her 24/7 or 7 days a week. He was there helping her and stuff. And
he was super supportive.
Oh yeah.
He's super supportive.
And that's why people with depression, they need that person who is going to support them and is going to be there for them. Because if you're going through life on your own, struggling, it's not going to be hard. You need that person to lean on at the end. I also liked her uncertainty. She's always uncertain about things. Like, for one moment, she's like, yes, this is what I'm doing. The next moment is like, is this what I really want? Mm-hmm. Like, when she married Mr. Peanutbutter, she was so happy. But then after... other times she's like struggling with whether she's happy with Mr. Peanutbutter, right? Remember that thing where I forgot the exact quote, where she was talking about, you look at that the picture of the spaceship, you got to squint to see it, and then when you squint at it, you see the picture, right? But then when you don't squint, that picture is all hazy and stuff. And then at the end she said she's tired of squinting, and she compares that to her marriage kind of thing, but at the end, she found her way to like express her trauma at the end, and she made that book with the young adult book, Tina Tran, and she's happy with herself. But it's always a journey. It's always a struggle, and I'm glad that at the end, she was able to like find that pillar and that support to go and be happy and get that. And I really like identify with Princess Carolyn with so many things that she went through and stuff. Overall, what do you think is your final thoughts on the show?
I wish they made another show like this. I would totally watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe the same writer. I would.
The same creator who made the show made Undone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping for season 2.
Yeah.
Because he's such a creative person.
Something like this would be amazing to watch again.
I was actually being honest. Like when we started season 6, knowing that we're near the end of the show, I got really sad because this is one of those shows. It's like a one of a kind show that you're not gonna see again, or it's like once in a decade kind of show, And it's hard for another show to come by that's gonna rival this in its quality and its content. And now that we are done, we're thinking, what now, kind of thing, And it's hard, but everybody goes on. That's why a lot of people go back and watch other people's reactions, like when all of our subscribers and our commenters, they are commenting us because they've seen so many other people react to the show because it's such an amazing show, right? They want to relive all these amazing moments through us and other reactors. And I feel like this show is one of a kind, and it's hard to find a show that's going to be coming up to this kind of thing. And both me and Sindhu, we both are recommending to everybody we know to watch this show.
Yeah.
So this is obviously a very spoilery video, but if you are, like, just say by chance you came upon this video and you're just looking into it, sorry for the spoilers, but if you come to the end of it, we will honestly tell you, watch this show from beginning to end, rewatch it, watch it once a year if you can. I feel like I'll be doing that once a year kind of thing going forward, because this is one of those shows that would definitely stick with you and leave you with lasting emotions and feelings kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you guys liked our review. I know that we kind of went off into some different tangents, but overall, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the review, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. I would say we're going to be posting more episodes of Bojack Horseman, but I will say that our next video, we're going to do a top 5 favorite episodes video coming up very soon. So stick around for that. So until then, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.